Good morning, students. This is Venkatesh Rampilla, your biology teacher. Today, we would like to learn topic respiration. In our last class, we discussed about photosynthesis. So now we are going to discuss the topic respiration. So before entering into the respiration, let us we know the what is metabolism and what happen in different metabolism. Metabolism is a kind of chemical process takes place in living organisms to maintain the life. You can see the picture here. During metabolism, it mainly consists of two steps. One is anabolism, another one is catabolism. The first one, anabolism. In this case, the simple smaller molecules are converted into larger molecules. Simple smaller molecules are converted into larger molecules, and in this process the energy will be used to prepare the larger molecules. In your level anabolism, you can take an example, photosynthesis. In that, smaller molecules are converted into larger molecules, and the reactions which are takes place in anabolism are endergonic reactions. That means energy gained reactions, and these converted larger molecules later converted into smaller molecules in a process called catabolism. In this process, energy released. That is why the reactions which are takes place in catabolism are exergonic reaction. Exergonic, energy releasing reactions. Endergonic, energy capture reactions. Photosynthesis is a best example for anabolism. Respiration is a best example for catabolism. Okay, so here we are also discussing regarding catabolism now. Okay, previous class we are discussed about anabolism and their how the energy will be captured and how the energy will be stored. So simply metabolism is equal to both anabolism plus catabolism. Now come to the case of what is respiration. What is respiration? Respiration is a catabolic process in which complex organic molecules are oxidized to simpler one with gradual and stepwise release of energy. So here see the definition. Respiration is a catabolic process, no doubt. That means in this process energy will be released. In this process a complex molecules are converted into simpler molecules by oxidation. During this oxidation the energy will be released slowly, stepwise, some amount like they releases. Okay, now respiration is a metabolic process which occur in almost all organisms. So our next point is respiration is a key for all other life processes. Respiration is a key for all other life process. Why we can call the respiration is a key for all other life process? Because energy is released during respiration. Energy is necessary for all biological processes. Energy released during respiration, which is used for different metabolic processes, and you can see the picture here. For jumping, for flying, or running, or to do any activity, whatever the activity you are doing, here the picture showing all these activities, organism need energy. That energy is released in respiration. So you in an organism to perform the different kinds of activities, all these activities they need some energy. That energy will be released during respiration. So respiration, in our body, whatever the stored food material, stored form of energy is there, that will be converted into kinetic form of energy. That means useful form of energy. Energy. So that's why we will say that respiration is key for all other life process. Now come to what are the types of respiration? The respiration is broadly categorized into two types. The first one is called aerobic respiration. Second one is called anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration means, you see here, the respiration which takes place in the presence of oxygen. You can take example. Is an aerobic means it takes place in the presence of oxygen. Okay, and in this also food material oxidized and energy released, but the reactions which are takes place in the presence of oxygen. You see the equation of the aerobic respiration. Glucose is a food material which is oxidized by using oxygen, and it will be converted into a simpler molecules called carbon dioxide, water, and it also releases some amount of energy, nearly 686 kilocalories, which is equal to 36 ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate for abbreviation, and it is readily available energy currency in an organism. So you see the equation: glucose, one molecule of glucose reacted with the oxygen molecules, and it converted into carbon dioxide and water, and it also releases energy. What are the byproducts of this reaction? So the byproducts are nothing but here energy is the byproduct. Normal, what are the products? Carbon dioxide and water. What are the initial reactants? Glucose plus oxygen. So this is the very continuous process. This aerobic respiration occur in almost all animal cells and plant cells. So the organisms which perform aerobic respiration we can call as aerobic organisms. The organisms in which aerobic respiration takes place we can call as aerobic organisms. And the second category, anaerobic respiration. Second category is an anaerobic respiration. So it is a respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. See here the difference is, here aerobic case it takes place in the presence of oxygen. In the anaerobic case it takes place in the absence of oxygen. You can see the equation. Glucose is directly converted. That means glucose is oxidized. Oxidized means, don't misunderstand, in utilization of oxygen. Okay, oxidized means the food will be broken down with the help of energy releasing or different mechanism. The food glucose is oxidized and converted into alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy. Now you can see the equations of these two and you can observe it. Both are takes place at cellular level. Here sometimes they will ask question, what is cellular respiration? Cellular respiration means the respiration which takes place at cell level. Cell level is called cellular respiration. Now you can observe in these two cases, aerobic respiration, the glucose is completely oxidized and release carbon dioxide and water. In anaerobic respiration, glucose is not completely oxidized. It is partially oxidized into alcohol and carbon dioxide. In aerobic respiration, a huge amount of energy released. In anaerobic respiration, very less amount of energy released, that is 21 kilocalories, that is equal to 2 ATP. In the case of aerobic, nearly 36 ATP are released, 686 kilocalories are produced. Aerobic respiration, it takes place in the presence of oxygen. In anaerobic respiration, it takes place in the absence of oxygen. These are the different Now you can observe here how glucose break down by various pathways. Commonly, it is common in almost all organisms, but there is a slight difference. Okay, you can observe here the glucose. It is a 6-carbon molecule. It is present in the cytoplasm, which is first converted into 2 3-carbon molecules, namely pyruvate, and they also release energy. This first step, the conversion of glucose into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, is known as glycolysis. Once again I am repeating, the conversion of 1 molecule of glucose into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid or pyruvate is known as glycolysis. It takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. Takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. This step is common for both aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. This step is common for both aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now you can observe from this pyruvic acid, it is later converted into carbon dioxide and water. You can see here it is later converted into carbon dioxide and water plus energy in the presence of oxygen. That means in aerobic organisms, this pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide and water and energy in the presence of oxygen in an organelle mitochondria. So that means the lowest, this arrow mark and this process is totally, this is the step in aerobic organisms. So in aerobic organisms, glucose converted into pyruvic acid, later it converted into carbon dioxide and water and energy. The first glycolysis step takes place in cytoplasm, and later remaining breakdown of pyruvic acid into carbon dioxide and water and energy occur in mitochondria. This is in aerobic case. And another case, this pyruvic acid, in the absence of oxygen, it may convert it into lactic acid, or it may also convert into ethanol. In the absence of oxygen in yeast cells, it converts into ethanol, carbon dioxide and energy. In the case of our muscle cells, so that means in our muscle cells, when our muscle cells are not getting sufficient amount of oxygen, in such a time our muscle cells also perform anaerobic respiration. In such conditions, in the lack of oxygen, the pyruvic acid converted into lactic acid plus energy. So due to this anaerobic respiration in our muscle cells, it leads to a symptom called muscular cramps. So muscular cramps are due to lack of oxygen availability to muscles and the release of lactic acid by anaerobic respiration. So this is about the overall pathway of conversion of glucose into various ways. Okay, so here in previous exam they asked the question, what is glycolysis? Simple meaning, the conversion of glucose into pyruvic acid is nothing but glycolysis. What is the common step between aerobic and aerobic organisms? Glycolysis is the common step between aerobic and anaerobic organisms. What is fermentation? Fermentation is also is nothing but anaerobic respiration. In fermentation, the pyruvic acid is converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide and energy in the absence of oxygen. Fermentation or anaerobic respiration takes place in yeast and bacteria, and sometimes this type of respiration is also takes place in human muscle cells when the muscle cells are exposed to muscular cramps. So this is about our breakdown of glucose by various steps.